Hi everyone, it's Mark Moikins again from Big Mountain Studio, and we are continuing on this series of building a UI that we are getting from Dribbble. And in this case, this is what the UI looks like right here. And so we're just reproducing this. And so far what we have is we have the button and we have the menu, and we added the background too. Now, of course, the background doesn't look exactly the same because, well, I don't have that picture. But in earlier videos, we created the background, we added a gradient to it in Sketch, and we created this button in Sketch, and then we colored it and added the animation to make it rotate. And in the last video, we made the this menu pop out and pop in. So our next step is, not this one, to add these icons. So where do I get icons? And again, this series, what it does is it shows you exactly how I work unprepared. So I didn't prepare any of this in advance. And so this is basically how I work in real life. So we need these three icons. Now, the one place I go to is my favorite website, one of my favorite websites called the Noun Project. You can just log in using your Facebook account. And then this has an icon for everything. It is fantastic. And in this video, I'm going to give credit to wherever I get the icons from. The way it works is you can download it royalty free, which means you don't have to pay for it every time you use it. But you pay like $1.99 for the icon, and you own it for life. Or you can download it for free and use it in prototypes and everything, but you have to give credit to the author. So this is perfect. As I download it, I'll be able to give credit to the author. So what's the first thing we need? We need a pencil icon, right? So I'm just going to type in pencil here. And we can find something that looks similar. This kind of looks similar right here. Oh, that actually looks almost just like it. Okay, so we're going to download this. Now, one of the things that we have to be careful of too, and this is the hard part, is see this line thickness right here? When we get the other icons, we want the line thicknesses to also be similar. So what I'll do is, before I download that, let's open up a couple more tabs for my other icons. So we need like a, what is that, like a chat balloon? Chat balloons. Let's see if we can find one that's similar to that one. Yeah, it kind of looks like this one, right? Okay. And you can see the thickness on this one is thicker than this. So let's do this, the Noun Project, and then we're going to look for that clock. Maybe this is like alarm clock. Let's try that. There we go. There's a bunch of them up here. Okay. Sometimes I'm picky when I look for these things. This looks pretty similar, right? This one right here. Yeah. Okay, so this line thickness kind of matches this one. And so this one's a little bit thinner. Let's just look real quick to see if there's one that's a little bit thicker. And another thing that you can do too, oh man, I went too far, is sometimes when an artist makes these icons, what they'll do is do it in a series. So over here you see that says chat collection. This is from Marta, by the way. She's in Italy. I don't see them here, but sometimes what artists will do is they'll have like 3 different line thickness for their icons. Okay, she doesn't have anything here, so let's look again. And we're looking for something with a little bit thicker lines. This one might do. Let's kind of compare that. Yeah, that looks about the same all the way across. All right, let's download these. Okay, so the alarm clock is from Komsan Chawang from, I think that's Thailand, right? TH. So we're going to get that from him. And the way this works is you click on it, and we want the SVG because we're going to open it up in Sketch, and we're going to resize it if we need to. The icons, these icons right here in this prototype, they look like, usually what I do is I start with like 44 by 44. This button we made 60, so maybe we'll make these icons. Yeah, 44 by 44. That looks right. And then I'm going to download the Creative Commons ones. That allows me to download it for free, and I can use it for free. And let's download this one. And this is from Pro Symbols. They're in the US. So thank you, Pro Symbols. Okay, we got that one. And for our third one, a pencil icon, this is from Iconosphere, Iconsphere from ID. I don't know what that is. Idaho? Usually this is like the country name, though. There we go. Let me just check something here. You can also, if you click on the artist too, you can see all of their works. See, this guy has a lot of uploads. I'm not really sure how this works. Like, I think anyone can be an artist and upload icons, and if people buy them, then I think you get money for it. Okay, so that's fine. So let's just go to our downloads folder here, and you'll see our 3 icons here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click it, and it's going to open it up in Sketch by default. And then what I do is I just grab this icon by itself. And let's see, if we click on this, yeah, see, this icon's huge, right? 510 by 510. So let's see, this is the credit for who created it. And I'm just going to grab this group. This group is just the icon by itself. So I'm going to copy that, and whoops, let's stay in here, and let's just go to, it wants to update. Okay, remind me later. There we go. Okay, and this is the sketch. This is the sketch file that I created for all of our icons and stuff. So we have one icon here. This is actually our floating action button, and this is our background that we created in the first tutorial. So I want to create another artboard. I'm going to hit A for artboard, and then I'm going to drag it so it's 44 by 44, and it's kind of small. So I'll just get like close. Like that, and then just manually make it 44 by 44. There we go. And we're going to have 3 of these icons, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, paste, and then paste again. And let's just keep them all together here. Okay, now in that last one, so let's copy this. Oops. There we go. And let's just paste it in here. Okay, so it's in there, but we can't see it, right? It's because it's way too big. So what I need to do is go up to here and scale it. And I just want it to be 44. Yeah, there we go. And you see, see how it goes back in there. So let's click OK there. And that looks good. Usually what I'll do is I'll just make sure it's centered. Yeah, it looks like it's centered. And then let's rename this artboard to chat. And let's see. So we can close this one. We're not going to save that. Let me bring this down a little bit. We're going to close this, and it's going to say, do you want to delete it? And I'm going to say yes. Okay. Now let's go to our next icon here. It's alarm clock. Double click it. And I'm just going to do the same thing for the rest of these. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to grab the group. That's the alarm clock. Yeah, it's composed of these shapes right here, so that's good. So let's copy that. I keep command tabbing instead of command, what is that, command tick. Okay, so we'll put it in here. Again, it's too big, so we're going to scale it to 44. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and let's just make sure that's centered. There we go. And we'll call this clock. Okay, and the next one is our pencil. And same thing, go through here. Thank you, Iconsphere, for this pencil. And see, what I do is I sometimes check in here. So if it's I go to the lowest one that, you know, like I can just copy this and I'll grab the whole pencil. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'll put it in here. It's too big, so we're going to scale it. And what I do too is, you see how there's one number bigger than the other. So what I do is I'll scale it down on the biggest number, because I know this will definitely fit in there. And click OK, and make sure it's centered. All right, that looks good. Let's name this pencil. Okay. All right, now let's just double check something here. I want to export these. Okay, good. So sometimes I need to double check it because sometimes the inside isn't transparent. We want a transparent inside, like the inside of this pencil. So that's all I'm doing right here. I'm just checking. Yeah, the inside is transparent, so that's good. Sometimes it's solid white and I have to change it to transparent. What did I do here? Delete this. Whoops. No, wrong one. I need to select this part. Yeah. All right. They all look good. So we're going to export all of them at the same time. I'm just going to put it right on my desktop. Okay, so they all should be there. We can close this. And let's save my project so far. We can close this, delete. We can close this, delete. And let's take a look at our desktop. And we have all of our icons there. All right, good. Let's select all those. And I'm just going to click on my assets here and drag them in there. And do you guys remember the next thing that I have to do every time I drag icons in here? Well, if I want to be able to change them to any color I want using the tint color, I need to change them to template image. And then that way I can easily change the colors. So it really doesn't matter what color your icon is. As long as you change the render as to template image, then you can make it any color you want. Okay, let's go back here. Now those icons, they're going to be buttons, right? So let's create some buttons here. Let's make this bigger. And I do want it inside of this UI view because I'm going to be scaling this UI view when I make it smaller and bigger. So I want it to be part of the UI view. And I'm going to center this one, you know, right on the center axis there. Okay, button image. What is this one? I already forgot. Pencil. Okay, pencil chat. So let's grab the pencil. There we go. And it'll change white once we run it. Well, once I change the the tint color here. So let's change that to white. So you're not going to see the change in the storyboard. You're only going to see it when I run it. And let's copy that. And oops, did I not paste it? Oh, you know, let's do something else. Let's just grab it. I mean, sorry. I have one of those MacBook Pros where it has a pressure sensitive mouse. So if I click on it, you know, it allows me to go through and it shows me everything that's below my mouse if I want to select something, like if I want to select the UI view, right? So when it comes time to duplicate, like what I'm doing is holding down the option button. Sometimes it gets tricky. So we'll just eye this. I think that will work right there. And then we'll create another one. Again, I'm just holding down the option key while I'm clicking and dragging. Yeah, we want that one. I'm just eyeing this really. Yeah, right about there. Does that look even? Maybe this can go up a little more. Maybe something like that. Okay, let's change this to the chat. And this will be the clock. All right, let's see what that looks like. I think the icons look too big personally. Yeah, the icons are definitely too big. So if we compare it to our prototype here, you see these icons are like they would fit inside of this whole button right here. And this button is, we made it 60 by 60. So maybe make this, I don't know, let's see, we have 44. Let's just make it 40 by 40. That still even looks too big. Let's make it, let's try 33 by 33. Okay, so we have to go back here. And this is like, I don't know if there's an easier way to do this. If you guys have a suggestion, I'd love to hear it, man. If there's an easier way to know, because it takes me too long. Okay, first of all, we want to scale these to be 33. Yeah. And I want to change the artboards too, because even if we export this, the icon size itself will still be 44 by 44, and it'll still make the button that big. Which is actually probably okay, because we want a 44 by 44 button. The reason why iOS uses that number 44, because Apple I think it's in the human interface guidelines, they kind of theorize that that's like the average size of a person's finger when they tap a button. So they want it at least 44 by 44 if you can. So I think this will work. You can probably even go smaller. Let me try 30. Just going to go to scale. Yeah, let's do that. I feel better about this one. Okay, so I'm just minimizing these, and I'm going to select them. And we're going to export them all together right to the desktop. It's going to replace those icons, and we need to add those again. So let's go into our assets. They're still selected, so not anymore. So I'm going to delete these and re-add them. There we go. And of course, you have to change that property back to template image. And if we go back to our main storyboard, we shouldn't have to change anything there. They'll resize automatically. Yeah, you can even see this even looks a little bit better, right? So let's run it and see how it looks. Yeah, that looks way cool. All right, cool. So now you have your menu here with buttons that you can wire up and have them do whatever it is they do. I can't really tell what they do from the prototype. But we have this cool menu, and it really has a nice look to it. I really like this floating action button and the way this operates. I think this is a really clever idea. I've also seen instances of a floating action button where even this part will expand upwards, and you'll have a menu that comes down vertically. But this, if you only have 3 items, it fits perfect in there. You could probably even put a 4th one in here if you wanted to. So there you go. There's your floating action button with the icons. I think I'm going to end it off right here for this video, because the next one that I'm going to do, let's take a look at our mock-ups again. The next thing we're going to do is we'll animate these 2 parts so they come in. And yeah, that'll be the next video. It's just animating this header. For these icons, I guess we can add these icons too. Maybe we can just do that right now. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time, a 44 by 44 button, and I'll make the icons 33 by 33. So let's see how fast we can do that, if we can just whip that out real quick. I think these are simple enough. I could just make them and not have to download them. So what I'll do is again, I want this size, so I'm just going to paste this a couple times. Zoom out. And I kind of like to organize my icons, like create different sections for them, I guess. Yeah, like put these together. Okay, let's zoom back in on these. This one will make our menu. And this one will make our search. Okay, so let's delete this. Let's delete that. And really, so it's just 3 lines, right? And we want this to be 33. Oops, like that. And let's center this. Yeah, this is weird. And I've noticed this before, but like when you select a line, you can't center it for some reason. I don't know why, but it should be fine, because when you drag it around inside of here, it'll show you the center. It'll show you if it's centered or not. So I'm just going to paste that a couple times. I'm going to drag these out. Okay, let's find the center here. Okay, I think that's the center right there. And then Sketch is really awesome too. So it's snapping. When I drag this, it actually snaps it in place. So it makes it the same height as this one. Now, I believe what we can do is select all of them and then center them together after I group them. If I center them together, watch this. I think what will happen is it'll collapse them all. Yeah. So let's group them first, and then let's center the group. There we go. All right, there's our menu. Let's look at something else, though. See, I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, it might be rounded on the ends, and we can easily do that. let's select all these lines here. We actually have to select the lines themselves. And if you come here, so this is your line, the border, I guess it's called a border. I think you can change it here. Yeah, see it's squared off. We're going to round the ends. Okay, that looks good. They're rounded. Small detail. Let me just check one more thing. I'm wondering if I should change the thickness of these lines. Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it just a little bit thicker. There we go. All right. Now for the search, it's really just, if you look at it, it's really just a big circle with a little line on there. So that's really all I'm going to do. So I'm going to type or hit O on my keyboard, and it changes the icon. That just basically means I'm going to be drawing a circle. If I hold down Shift, it makes it perfectly circular. So let's try that. Let's put it up there in the corner. We could probably make it a little bit bigger. Maybe like that. And let's get rid of the fill. Okay, here's something interesting. It snaps up to the edges, right? But you see how the line goes out of the border? There's a way to fix that. And what you can do is basically the line, you can either put the line like on the outside or the inside or in the center. I just got to find out where it is. Where is it? Oh, position right here. Yeah, so you can put the line on the inside, and it will keep it on the inside of this box, the selection box here. And then, you can change it so it's on the outside too, and then it goes completely outside of the box. So we went on the inside. But actually, now that I think about it, this is actually wrong, right? Because we want it to be 33 by 33. So it's actually going to be, let's try this, because the whole thing has to be 33 by 33. Actually, that reminds me, is this still 33? Yeah, that's fine. And then, so we just need a line right here, right? So let's create that line. Let's make it about that big. And for the line, we want it to be at like a 45-degree angle. That looks about right. Yeah, that icon just doesn't look right. Let's take a look at what we have here. It does kind of look correct. It's a very short handle. Okay. I guess we can live with that. It's also, this is using a 2-point line, so let's use a 2-point line here. There. And are we still within 33? I think this is what you have to do. I think we have to, like, you can't see the width, so I'm just going to group it. And then here, yeah, we're still within it. We can actually make it a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is scale it, and yeah, minor, but still looks good. Okay. And I have to do one more thing. See, when you scale it, it'll change. It scales the thickness of the lines too. So let me just change that back to 2. It's minor. I probably wouldn't even notice it. All right, let's export these guys. Just export it on the desktop. And there we go. Save this. Go back to Xcode. Go to my assets. And I'm just going to select these icons and drag them right in. And what do we have to do so we can change the tint color? That's right, make it template image. So you do that so often that it becomes automatic. Okay, and these are going to be buttons. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this button because this is how lazy I am, guys. Paste that in there twice. Did it go in twice? No, I guess it only went in one time. There we go. Right in the corner there. And let's change that icon to the search. And we'll change this icon to the menu. That looks off, doesn't it? There we go. Yeah, that'll look fine. Okay, we need to set the tint on this. Let's look at our image again. Is that a white or is that less than white? Let's try white. Then we'll just change it after that. So remember, these are buttons, and to change the color of the icon, what you want to do is just change the tint color. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, it already is set to white because we copied it from down here. Yeah. Okay, so let's run it and see what it looks like. Lost connection. All right, let's try it again. Okay, where is my simulator? There it is. Yeah, it looks too bright, right? Like according to the mock-up, like it's kind of more faded. So let's go, yeah, let's go with a light gray. It's almost like this color right here. Yeah, it's probably more like that. Yeah, we'll stick with that for now. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video. We completed the floating action button, and we added extra buttons on here. That is looking really good. And what I'll do too, I can't remember if these bounce in or fade in from the original mockup, but we'll check that at the end and clean it up. And we added these icons up here. These are buttons. No functionality, but it's just part of the mockup that we have. Okay, so in the next video, what I'm going to do, again, I think I was saying this earlier, is I'm going to move these items in. And I'll kind of do it, I'll like set it up so if you wanted to use it and you wanted to bind it to data, we'll do that. Meaning like I'll create a model for it and then we'll populate that model with some data and then bind it to our labels here in this icon. It's like, it's probably like a weather report, right? So there's probably different icons that can go in here, but we'll just make it look like this. All right, guys, thank you, and I hope I see you in the next tutorial.